You're listening to Healing After Heartbreak, the podcast where women rise into clarity, confidence, and emotional safety after life shakes them awake. Hosted by Mary Majors, a master certified confidence and clarity coach who blends psychology, nervous system wisdom, and faith. This show guides you back to the woman you were always meant to be. If you're ready for grounded truth, gentle strength, and healing that actually lasts, you're in the right place.
Welcome, love. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Whether you're listening from your car, your kitchen, or curled up under a blanket trying to make sense of your own heart, you made it. And I want this to be a place where you can breathe again, a place where nothing is expected of you, a place where your story is honored, your pace is respected, and your healing is not rushed. Before we go any further, let's take a moment to arrive, not just with your mind, but with your whole self. Take an easy breath with me, just one. Let your shoulders soften a little. Place a hand over your heart if that feels okay. And notice what happens in your body when you think about being enough. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to fix anything. Just notice. Let your breath remind you that you don't have to earn your place here. With every exhale, release the pressure to perform, and with every inhale, allow yourself to simply be. Right now, in this moment, you are worthy, without doing a thing. Today, we're talking about a pattern I know intimately, the self-abandoning giver, the woman who learned somewhere along the line that love is something you work for, something you prove, something you earn by being useful, agreeable, accommodating, impressive, or endlessly available. And if you're already feeling a little tender hearing that, you're not alone. This pattern is one of the most common responses to early emotional neglect or inconsistent caregiving. Research shows that when children grow up in environments where love feels unpredictable, they often learn to secure connection through performance. They become the helper, the fixer, the emotional sponge, not because they're naturally selfless, but because their nervous system learned that being needed was the safest way to stay connected. If that's you, I want you to hear this with gentle consideration. You didn't become a giver because you were weak. You became a giver because you were wise. You adapted. You survived. You found a way to stay connected in environments where connection wasn't freely offered. And that adaptation, that brilliance, is what kept you afloat. But now, as an adult, that same pattern might be costing you the very thing you long for, a relationship where you don't have to shrink, hustle, or overfunction to be loved. And before we go deeper into this pattern, I want to pause for a moment and say this. If you're recognizing yourself in what we're talking about today, make sure you follow the podcast. Over the next few episodes, I'm walking you through the 5 heartbreak patterns that quietly shape how women experience love, trust, and connection. And I don't want you to miss the one that might finally help things make sense. Now, I remember a season in my own life when I didn't even realize I was performing. I thought I was just being supportive. I thought I was being easygoing. I thought I was being low maintenance. But really, I was disappearing. I was shape-shifting into whatever version of me felt safest for the other person. I was terrified that if I stopped giving, I'd stop mattering. And maybe you felt that too. That quiet panic that rises when you're not the one holding everything together. That fear that if you stop pouring out, the relationship will dry up. Here's the truth your nervous system may not fully believe yet. Love that requires self-abandonment is not love. It's survival. And survival is not the same thing as connection. When you grow up in conditional love, your body learns to equate effort with safety. You don't just give, you overgive. You don't just care, you overcare. You don't just show up, you overfunction. And the heartbreaking part is that you often don't realize you're doing it until you're exhausted, resentful, or quietly grieving the parts of yourself you've silenced. But here's the beautiful, hopeful part. This pattern can heal. And healing doesn't start with doing less. It starts with remembering who you are when you're not performing. It starts with letting yourself receive, even in tiny, awkward, uncomfortable doses. It starts with letting people meet you halfway, even if your instinct is to sprint the whole distance. It starts with letting your worth be something you inhale, not something you earn. And I want to speak to your faith for a moment, because I know too many women who carry this pattern also carry a deep spiritual tenderness. Somewhere along the line, you may have learned that being selfless makes you holy, that being low maintenance makes you lovable, that being endlessly available makes you good. But God has never asked you to disappear. God has never asked you to shrink. God has never asked you to abandon the woman He created so you can be easier to love. The God who formed you did not design you to be consumed. He designed you to be cherished. But if this episode is stirring something in you, if you're realizing how often you've traded your needs for proximity, or your voice for peace, or your boundaries for belonging, I want you to know that you're not broken, you're not dramatic, you're not too much. You're a woman who learned to survive love by giving more than you had. And now you're learning a new way. Before we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this. You don't have to abandon yourself to be loved. Not anymore. If this episode made you sit up and say, "This is me," if you're recognizing how this pattern has shaped your relationships, your self-worth, or the way you show up in love, I'd love to support you more deeply. On March 23rd, I'm teaching a live masterclass called The 3 Steps to Trusting Yourself Again After Heartbreak Without Overthinking Every Feeling. In this class, I'll walk you through why heartbreak makes you question your intuition and the 3 mistakes that keep you stuck in self-doubt instead of clarity. The real reason your emotions feel unpredictable, and how to calm your nervous system so your feelings stop hijacking your decisions, and how to rebuild trust in yourself, not just your mindset, using my gentle, trauma-informed Trust Again framework that helps you make calm, aligned decisions in love. If you've been listening and thinking, "This is me, and I don't want to keep doing this," then this masterclass is for you. You can save your seat using the link in the show notes. And if you're curious which heartbreak pattern you lead with, you can take the Heartbreak Pattern Quiz. That link is in the show notes too. It's gentle, eye-opening, and a beautiful first step towards clarity. And as always, if you want a soft place to land while you're unlearning these patterns, our Facebook community is there for you. It's faith-rooted, compassionate, and full of women healing these same patterns with tenderness and truth. Listen when you're ready. I'll meet you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to Healing After Heartbreak. If this episode spoke to your heart, honor that moment. Awareness is where healing begins. If today's conversation stirred something in you and you're ready to start trusting yourself again, Mary invites you to take the next gentle step and join her free masterclass, How to Trust Yourself Again After Heartbreak. It's a calm, clarity-building experience that helps you understand what you feel, why you feel it, and how to come back home to yourself. You can save your seat through the link in the show notes. And if this podcast has been supporting you, the simplest way to help it grow is to follow the show, leave a review, or share this episode with a woman who might need a little hope today. You can explore more of Mary's work at marymajors.com. And if you're longing for a place where you don't have to heal alone, she warmly welcomes you into her Facebook community, a soft, shame-free space where women walk this journey together. The link to join is in the show notes. If you'd like to connect with Mary personally or share what resonated with you today, her Instagram DMs are always open for conversation, questions, and gentle support. Until next time, remember, healing takes time, and you are becoming someone you can trust.